10 bold predictions for the new NFL season, counted down to the one nobody sees coming. Let's go. Number 10, Aaron Donald comes out of retirement, and he's back in a Rams uniform by week 1. He walked away from football with 3 Defensive Player of the Year trophies and 10 Pro Bowls in 10 seasons, the most dominant defensive tackle any of us have ever watched. And right now, today, he's training like a man with a secret. League insiders say he's not just lifting, he's doing on-field work at 35 years old. And the quiet expectation around the league is that he returns. Here's why this time it's real. The Rams went out and traded for Myles Garrett. They signed away half of Kansas City's secondary. They just watched Matthew Stafford win MVP and still lose the conference championship at home. This roster is one pass rusher away from a coronation, and Donald knows the math better than anyone. There's a $30 million cap headache attached to his comeback. The Rams have been dancing around it all summer. You don't dance around a problem for a retired player. You dance around it for a player you expect in camp. The man once said he gets better with age. The team kept his locker warm. The league spent 2 seasons relaxing. Bold call number 10. Aaron Donald plays football this season next to Myles Garrett in Los Angeles, and every offensive line coach in the NFC starts sleeping badly again. Number 9. Kyler Murray beats out J.J. McCarthy and turns Minnesota into a revenge tour. Think about the setup here. Arizona released him and still owes him $35.5 million this season. Minnesota signed him for the very minimum. That means the Cardinals are paying a fortune for Kyler Murray to play quarterback for somebody else. Now the polite story out of camp is an open competition with J.J. McCarthy, former number 10 overall pick. Here's the impolite truth. Teams don't bring in a former face of the franchise to hold a clipboard. Kevin O'Connell is the best quarterback mechanic in football. He took Sam Darnold, a punchline, and built a Super Bowl champion. Kyler Murray is the most talented quarterback O'Connell has ever had in the building. The ESPN went looking for one example, just one, of a top 10 pick in the salary cap era who lost his job to a veteran and then came back to be that team's long-term answer. They found 0. That's what makes this competition a trapdoor for McCarthy. The moment Kyler takes the week 1 snap, history says the job never comes back. A former number 1 overall pick, playing angry, playing free. With his old team footing the bill and a play caller who resurrects careers for a living. Bold call number 9. Kyler wins the job in camp, keeps it all season, and Minnesota gets the best football of his career, while Arizona pays for every snap of it. Number 8. Shedeur Sanders wins the Browns job outright and never gives it back. Cleveland says the quarterback competition is open. The general manager literally said the job is up for grabs, but watch what they do, not what they say. The Browns went through free agency and didn't add a single veteran to challenge him. Their head coach, Todd Monken, is openly warm to the idea of the second-year kid taking over. Front offices don't leave a door open like that by accident. Now the rookie tape was messy: 1,400 yards, 7 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, a 3-4 record in 7 starts. 5th-round pick learning the hardest job in sports in public behind a shaky line. But buried inside that mess was a Week 14 game against Tennessee, 393 total yards and 4 touchdowns, where the entire ceiling showed up at once. Here's the part everyone in Cleveland dances around. The alternative is Deshaun Watson, the owner of the most guaranteed money in NFL history, in the final season of a $230 million deal that already detonated. There's no universe where this franchise hands the season back to that contract. The 5th rounder outplayed the situation, finished the year as the starter, and every signal out of the building points the same direction. Bold call number 8. Shedeur starts week 1, keeps the job all 17 weeks, and by December the question in Cleveland isn't who plays quarterback, it's how much of the future he already is. Number 7. Dak Prescott finally wins a playoff game. Yes, we've roasted him on this channel. $60 million a year, 2-5 career playoff record, 0 conference championship appearances in 10 seasons. Every word of that is still true. But here's what changed in Dallas and why this January is different. The Cowboys tore the defense down to the studs, up to 7 new starters in a brand new 3-4 scheme. And in the middle of it all, Ration Garrett traded in from Green Bay to hunt quarterbacks. For Dak's entire career, the playoff exits have had the same shape. He presses because deep down he knows one field goal drive won't be enough. The defense was always the cosigner that never showed up in January. Meanwhile, the man himself just quietly put together one of the best regular seasons of his life. 4,552 yards, 30 touchdowns against 10 picks. Engine has never been the problem from September to December. So the bold call isn't that Dak becomes a different quarterback in January. It's that for one playoff Saturday he doesn't have to be. A real defense means one good half is finally enough. History says fade him. 10 years of January say fade him. That's exactly what makes it bold. And if the same movie somehow plays again with a rebuilt defense in a career year, then Dallas finally has its answer too. Bold call number 7. The drought ends. Dak Prescott wins a playoff game this season, and Cowboys fans feel something in January besides deja vu. Number 6. The Patriots go back to the Super Bowl, and this time they finish it. New England lost Super Bowl 60 to Seattle, 29-13, and then spent the offseason acting like a franchise that refuses to let the window breathe. They traded a 2028 first-round pick to Philadelphia for Jay Brown, a legitimate, field-tilting number 1 receiver, and handed him to Drake May, who has never had one. Think about what May just did. He reached a Super Bowl with a receiver room nobody in the league feared. Now give that same quarterback a Jay Brown on 3rd down with Romeo Doubs working underneath. And the fit isn't a gamble. Mike Vrabel coached Brown for 3 seasons in Tennessee. He didn't trade for player. He traded for player he already knows exactly how to use. The league keeps waiting for these young Patriots to regress. In the betting market, still like Buffalo in the division. Fine, let them. Defending conference champions who go out and add the missing superstar do not usually go backwards. It has been 11 years since a Patriots title, long enough that people forgot what this franchise looks like when it smells blood. A quarterback entering his prime, a top 5 receiver in his, a coach with a roster built exactly in his own image. Bold call number 6. New England wins the AFC again, back-to-back trips, and this time Drake May walks off the field holding the trophy instead of the what-ifs. Number 5. The Eagles miss the playoffs. Entirely. Here's the case, and it starts with what we all watched in January. In their playoff exit against San Francisco, Philadelphia managed 307 total yards at 4.3 yards a play, 23-19 season over. The offense flatlined for months and everybody in that building knew it. So what did they do about it? Traded away A.J. Brown, the best receiver this franchise has had in a generation, to New England, for a first-round pick that doesn't even convey until 2028. Then they handed the offense to a first-time coordinator, Sean Mannion, installing a brand new system, and asked Jalen Hurts to learn it on the fly, with a rookie first-rounder, Mukay Lemon, and a Green Bay cast-off as his top targets. That is not a retool. That is a tear-down wearing a retool's clothes. And before you type the angry comment, this is not about Hurts. Hurts held up his end last season, 3,224 yards, 25 touchdowns, only 6 picks. It's about everything they just took away from him. New system, no A.J. Brown, no proven number 1. First-year offenses stall, that's not an opinion, that's the oldest pattern in the league. Some rebuilds are honest about what they are. This one isn't. Bold call number 5. Philadelphia finishes outside the playoff picture, and by November, Philly sports radio is a hazmat zone. Number 4. Lamar Jackson finally reaches the Super Bowl. I know how this sounds. Baltimore went 8-9 last season. They started 1-5. They moved on from John Harbaugh, the only NFL head coach Lamar has ever known, and handed the franchise to Jesse Minter. 2 MVPs, 0 Super Bowl appearances, and he turns 30 in January. Half the league thinks the window already closed. Here's why they're wrong for at least one more year. Last season wasn't decline, it was attrition. Lamar missed 4 games with hamstring and back injuries, played hurt in several more, and still threw 21 touchdowns against 7 picks in 13 games. The 1-5 start happened while he was held together by athletic tape. And the front office didn't behave like a rebuilding team. They went out and signed Trey Hendrickson. 4 years, $112 million. $60 million fully guaranteed. The closing pass rusher this defense has been missing for years. New coach, yes, but it's the same locker room that has been 90% of the way up the mountain over and over again. Sometimes a coaching change isn't the collapse, it's the release valve. It has been 14 seasons since Baltimore's last Super Bowl. A 2-time MVP healthy again, entering the prove-it year of his entire legacy. Bold call number 4. Lamar Jackson plays in the Super Bowl this season, and the 8-9 year becomes the setup, not the story. Number 3. The Rams all-in gamble fails, no Super Bowl in Los Angeles. This is the super team, right? The reigning MVP Matthew Stafford. Myles Garrett, the best pass rusher alive, traded in from Cleveland. Trent McDuffie, pried out of Kansas City for 4 draft picks and handed $124 million. Maybe even Aaron Donald walking back through the door. Every talking head in America has already engraved the trophy. So here's your annual reminder. The NFL is where super teams go to die. Look at what this roster actually cost. Jared Verse, a Pro Bowl pass rusher on a rookie deal gone in the Garrett trade, along with a 2027 first-round pick. The 2026 first-rounder gone for McDuffie. There's no cavalry coming after this. This is the whole bet on the table right now, and the quarterback carrying it is 38 years old. Coming off a season that ended with an MVP trophy in one hand and a home conference championship loss to Seattle in the other. That's the tell everyone skips past. The best version of this team already got its shot at home, with the MVP playing like the MVP, and Seattle walked out with the NFC anyway. Age doesn't negotiate, depth doesn't come back mid-season, and when the front office declares title or bust, there is no such thing as a good loss. Bold call number 3. The 2026 Rams win a lot of football games, and once again, not the last one. Number 2. The defending champion Seahawks miss the playoffs. Entirely. The champagne is barely dry and I'm already calling the hangover. Start with the ugly history nobody in Seattle wants to hear. 17 of the 58 teams that won a Super Bowl missed the playoffs the very next season. That is nearly 1 in 3. The most recent one, the 2022 Rams, went 5-12, the worst title defense in NFL history. Championship rosters get raided. Championship coordinators get hired away. And championship teams eat every opponent's best punch for 18 straight weeks. Now about Sam Darnold, because what he did last season was real. 4,048 yards, 5th in all of football, 25 touchdowns, a 99 passer rating, and a Super Bowl performance, 241 yards, 2 scores, 0 picks that nobody can ever take away from him. But his entire career before Seattle was 4 different teams learning the same lesson. When the situation around him is perfect, he looks elite, and when it isn't, he doesn't. This season, the situation stops being perfect. Everyone circles the champs. Every defensive coordinator spends the summer on his tape. Every single week costs the champions tax. And the division got meaner around them. The Rams just pushed all in right down the hall. Bold call number 2. No repeat, no buy, no January football in Seattle. The champs join the 1-3 club, and the league acts shocked like it doesn't happen every 3 years. Number 1. The boldest call on the board. Patrick Mahomes comes back from the torn ACL, wins his 4th MVP, and takes the Chiefs from 6-11 all the way back to the Super Bowl. Rock bottom was real. Week 15 against the Chargers, the knee buckled and a dynasty hit the floor with it. 6-11, Kansas City's first losing season since 2012. First time out of the playoffs since 2014, and for the first time in a decade. League finally exhaled. That was the mistake, because here's what happened this summer. Mahomes was fully cleared for training camp. The surgeon signed off. Week 1 is the target with no restrictions. His own words, stronger than he has ever felt. This is a 31-year-old with 3 MVPs, a decade of film that broke defensive football, and for the first time in his career, a genuine grudge. Every great quarterback of this era gets one comeback revenge season. This is his. Andy Reid just got a full offseason to scheme with nothing to defend and everything to avenge. The roster is embarrassed into focus. The quarterback watched January from a couch, and MVP voters cannot resist a resurrection story they never have. Roll call number 1, fourth MVP. An AFC championship back in Arrowhead. The Chiefs in the Super Bowl, 1 calendar year after the football world wrote the dynasty's obituary. If even half of this hits, remember, you were warned right here. That's 10 calls on the record, no takebacks. Now it's your turn. Which one am I dead wrong about? Drop your pick in the comments, subscribe so you can hold me to every single one of these in January, and when they start hitting, remember exactly where you heard them first. Trend Sports, out.